Hello and good morning, everybody. This is Todd Nilson, and I am with Engineering Unleashed. You are tuned into the Cards for Teaching Computer Sciences webinar event, and it's with Dr. Saeed Al-Haj, who is assistant professor at Ohio Northern University. He got his PhD from University of North Carolina in Charlotte. And he has interests in computer science education, computer security, security and ethics, education, and creating engaging lectures. So really glad you're able to join us today, Saeed. Thank you so much for agreeing to share some of your ideas about the cards for the computer sciences curriculum.
Thank you, Todd. It's my pleasure for sharing what I have learned from Engineering Unleashed, this amazing platform, and I'm happy to share this great experience with all educators who are looking for hidden gems that they don't know about.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to dive into the cards that you've selected for us to talk about today. And just for those of you who are watching this on the replay, this has been a series of open webinars. This is the third that we've done in the series here, but it's really about engaging the Engineering Unleashed community with some deeper dives around cards and how they can be used, practical applications for them. And Saeed and our prior members of the community that we have invited in to do these have all shared I think different perspectives and different ways that either that they've used cards or they were thinking of using cards as part of their curriculum at their institutions. So Saeed, obviously you've got a computer sciences bent. That's actually been my work, as a professional. So I'm really intrigued to jump in today and start hearing a little bit about the cards that you've selected. I know we had a little bit of teaser about Japanese and algorithms and something to do with capture the flag. So why don't we go ahead and jump in? If you want to share screen or anything like that, feel free, or if you want me to jump on a share screen, happy to do that as well.
Yeah. So to start, I'm teaching data structures and algorithms. It's two courses sequence, 1 and 2. The second one is a little bit advanced topics, and it covers graphs data structure. Now, to teach graphs, you need some ideas because you need students to work on a project to apply what they have learned on those like data structures and apply those algorithms on real life examples. Okay, so for me as an educator, what should I do? I need to look for ideas, right? Okay, where to start? This is the most challenging part, where I can find ideas for my classes. The first choice that everyone thinks about, I believe, is just Google it. When you go to Google and search for ideas, you get so many hits, and most of them is irrelevant. Sometimes it could be an interesting link or idea, but it requires more work. But what if there is a specialized place for nice ideas that educator could share? Do we have something like that? Fortunately, yes. We have the Engineering Unleashed. It's a great platform for educators. You can search, you can look for ideas, and the most interesting part, that you have an opportunity to make connections with other educators. If you search on Google or other search engine, you just see an idea, and that's it. Here, it's going to be more focused group on the Engineering Unleashed, and you have the option to communicate with someone who shared an idea or used a topic that you are looking for, and you can communicate. You can both create maybe a new idea. That's why I like Engineering Unleashed platform. It's it's full of hidden gems. I don't find word to describe it. So heading back to engineering unleashed and said, okay, I need to find an idea for graphs to be used in my classes. I start searching, okay, let me start searching data structures and algorithm. And I found a card that is created by a professor. Let me share my screen here and talk about it a little bit.
There you go.
So I was searching and I found this card, algorithms, data structure. Okay, this is part of what I'm looking. In practice, okay, that's what I need. Learning Japanese. Okay, Japanese. How Japanese is related to algorithm and data structure. So it hooked me. So I started reading the description. Oh, okay, yeah, it looks an interesting idea about a project created by Dr. Ruben Acuna from Arizona State University. So all description is mentioned here, all details. So this is a great card, a lot of details, and also a lot of resources. Like if you go to the folder here, there is the assignment files, editable files. So Dr. Acuna did a great job to make it, just use it. But the challenge for me is I don't know Japanese. So what should I do? It's an interesting idea, but I don't know how to start. Okay. Luckily, I have one of my students who knows Japanese. And I contacted him and asked him, are you willing to teach me some of Japanese? He said, yeah, but I'm interested to know why. Why out of nowhere you are interested in Japanese? So I shared with him what I was planning to do. And he was very interested to teach me that. And the interesting part that he was one of my students in that course. So he helped me create this project and learn more about Japanese language. It's very interesting language. I learned about the 3 different systems they use in writing Japanese letters: hiragana, katakana, and kanjis. So this project is more about kanjis. So it was an interesting idea to see how I can link Japanese language, the kanjis, which is the letters, the written letters, something like this, and link it to graphs, like how we can find the dependency between kanjis. Can I create a kanji from 2 other kanjis or more? What are the dependencies between them? So the dependency here, yes, I need a graph. So can I use graphs to solve a problem of learning Japanese? And the interesting part also, like when we started talking about this project in the class, we started thinking, okay, why do we need to learn Japanese or any other language? And we started having like a nice conversation, change the climate in the classroom to develop something new for learning and for education. And students came up with so many ideas, interesting ideas that could link different concepts from different courses. And I kept refining it until we reached to the point that, okay, our main project is about kanjis in Japanese. And the goal is to create a program that finds the dependency or dependencies in general among kanjis. And we selected a subset of kanjis and we created a nice project for them. They liked it. They saw a different application of graphs. that could be used. Most of the time we use graphs, okay, shortest path, distances, something like that. This is typical. It's still interesting, but it's typical. But can we find something unique? Yes, we can. And luckily, I was able to find it on Engineering Unleashed. So there are so many ideas, hidden ideas. You just need to search.
Saeed, what I really love about this story is that you had an opportunity for a student who spoke Japanese in your classroom to really shine and take on a little more of a leadership role in the classroom. And
Yeah, he was a great tutor for me. So he was the teacher and I was his student. And he also helped in the class. I told the students, my students, anyone would like to learn more or has any question about it, he's willing to help. And he took that role and helped me and helped our students, all other students, if they have questions. Uh, it was a great experience for me.
absolutely. And I could see too, at least thinking about some of the 3 C's, that this one is particularly valuable for creating curiosity, because
Yes.
you're changing the context of the learning situation immediately, and creating connections too. Seeing 2 seemingly dissimilar things like the kanjis and the data structures, and understanding maybe what some of those relationships could be, or using one thing to teach concepts for another. I really love that.
Yeah, like when you say, okay, data structures and kanjis, what is the link here?
Yeah.
If someone does not know kanjis, they will just say, okay, I don't know what you are talking about. If they know kanjis, they say, okay, those are Japanese letters and data structures, how these things are related. But yeah, it was a great project. It was a great project, and I was not able to find it anywhere else other than Engineering Unleashed. And if I stay thinking about an idea, I don't believe it will come up to my mind to think about it, because I don't know Japanese. So
Right.
definitely I will not think about it.
I'm curious, when you taught this in the classroom and you introduced it to the students, was it something that was already on the syllabus, that they knew something was coming with kanji, or did you just sort of spring it on them as this is how we're going to go about
No, yeah, it's came out of nowhere.
it? I love it.
I told them, okay, I will gonna give you a project later on graphs, but it's on something new, something I just found this semester. I didn't teach it before. I didn't know about it before. I just used it this semester.
Well, I really love that too, because if we think about the things that create curiosity, it's sometimes by the pairing of dissimilar sorts of things, or things that seem to be dissimilar. And I think the surprising context of introducing, Japanese kanjis into a computer sciences curriculum is something that would immediately create curiosity. How does this work? What do you mean these things are connected in some way? It's really wonderful.
And there is thing here, like I would like to mention, like we, as educators, we focus on creating curiosity for our students, right? But what about curiosity for us, like educators? No one talks about that. And the interesting part, when you search and dive deep in Engineering Unleashed, that actually a curiosity, like it's a create a curiosity among educators. Okay, how I can find something unique and tie it with something I teach. And again, this is the 3 C's: curiosity and connection. And also you can create a value of creating something that was not before by creating a new card.
Yeah. Saeed, I was wondering also, you know, you discovered this card through the Engineering Unleashed platform. Were there changes that you had to make it work for your classroom?
Yeah, I just had to do some minor changes. This project, the project described here and the files provided, these are like written in Java, and I teach C++.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just a different
So I
language.
have to change it a little bit, but the idea is the same. The idea is the same, and there are tons of resources with this card that makes adopting the idea very easy and straightforward.
And how did students end up doing with the exercise?
They did a great job. I asked them, additional to what was in this card, I asked them to create a graph, big graph, with the help of online tools for all kanjis. So they ended up finding or creating that graph. They have to do some processing and write a program to do that and find the dependencies among kanjis and then feed that to an online platform to create a nice graph and lay out all those kanjis in an interconnected graph. So the result was amazing. And I can see that my students now see, okay, what we learn actually could be applied to something that we don't know. But the interesting part is, if you know the tool, then you can do whatever you want with it in future. And we don't know what's waiting for us in the future. As long as you know how to use the tool, you're going to be in a good shape.
Yeah. And I guess my last question around this particular card is now that you've taught it once, did you have any ideas about how you might change it in the future, or were you very happy with the current structure of it?
For now, I think I'm happy with it. It's very, very interesting and simple to use. It does not require a lot of time to adopt and change your syllabus. Like, it fits in directly with the curriculum. Maybe in future, once I run it like 2 or 3 times and see how students react to it, I get some feedbacks from them, then I might change it a little bit and maybe add a different context to it. But as is, it's a perfect idea that could fit any data structure curriculum without a major effort from the instructor.
That is amazing. That's great. I'm curious, did you happen to reach out to Dr. Acuna to talk about your use of the card, or have you had a chance to connect with him?
No, not yet. I was planning to do that over summer. Once I done, I would like to share with them the ideas and be thankful for all the material shared here and share my experience with that as well. So I was waiting till the semester ends and collect the feedbacks and know more about uh, student, how do they see this project, so that I can share it with the author of this card, Dr. Acuna.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, maybe we can even share this information with Dr. Acuna, this playback after the recording is up on the Engineering Unleashed's website.
Yeah, definitely. That was an amazing card, and I would recommend all data structures and algorithm instructors to look at it and see how they can use it. It's very easy to use and interesting part of the curriculum gonna be, and students gonna like it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, maybe we could switch gears to the other card and talk a little bit about that one next.
Sure. The other card that I would like to talk about is about gamification. It's a card that I have created. It's it's my card. And in this card, I tried to create some engaging activities for my database class. I teach databases, and I was thinking, okay, this class does not have a lab. So it's mostly about the theory of a database and how we can use relational databases like MySQL, and how we can create databases and write queries, triggers, a lot of things we can learn in this course. Part of it, there is a virtual machine I created for my students, that there is a database already there, and we learn on how to use it and write some queries and retrieve some data. And I use that for like 2 semesters, and then I found that, okay, student needs more opportunities to deal with this virtual machine, to do some nice activities, but I don't know what I need. Like, I know that there is something, but I don't know where I can find it. Until some point, I teach computer security as well. So computer security is my specialty, and I teach it there. And out of nowhere, it's clicked on my mind that, okay, in computer security, there is a famous capture the flag activity, in which students or participants go in a platform or a machine, and they try to solve some challenges until they capture a flag. Said to myself, okay, this is an interesting idea, but how I can apply it to database? There is no obvious link. So I will start thinking and digging how I can do something similar to capture the flag, but it's more relevant to databases. I kept it in my background, thinking about it in a background, but there is something. I knew that, okay, there is capture the flag and database, but I couldn't figure out how I can make an interesting and engaging activity out of this. And at some point, I was looking at Amazon.com and preparing some material for my Gen Cyber summer camp. We offer summer camps for middle school students. So I was shopping around and see what I would like to do with them, and came across of something interesting here, which is mini cryptics like this. It's a box, a lot of letters, 6 letters here. You need to find the correct letters. You line them correctly here, and then it opens like this.
Oh, really interesting. Could you stop sharing for a second and go to the main screen so we can get a little bit better look at that puzzle box? That's really interesting.
Okay. So here, stop sharing. Okay, so it's like this.
Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah.
Okay, and all those like wheels here with letters. See, all letters. And once you line the passcode between the 2 arrows here, it opens.
Oh, very neat. Okay, excellent.
Okay, so I said, okay, that's what I was looking for. All what I need to do now is let the student figure out a passcode, and this passcode, they can find it from the database.
Okay.
And how they can find it from the database, I ask them to write queries. I give them a description for a query. They need to go write specific query to retrieve that. So if we go to, let's say, for example, okay, so let me share again. So to give you an idea, what is that? So everything is mentioned here.
Oh, yeah.
And the database that I have used is already there. Like any instructor would like to use it, it's already there. They can use it. So here are the letters. It's employee database. So the first query, which department currently has a female manager who is serving for the longest period among all current managers?
So then the student would have to come up with the correct SQL query in order
Yes,
to
they
find the
have
answer.
to write it, and they have to write a precise one to get that name. And then they need to link it with the department, and we will take the first letter of that department.
Fascinating.
So the idea here is similar to capture the flag. You need to go in interlinked queries. Once you solve the first one, you go to the second one. And if we go to the second query, what is the title of the current highest paid employee in the department found in query one? So if you didn't solve query one correctly, you will not get the second one correctly.
So these are gated challenges, really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the idea that I came up with. It's I have run this twice, one as a team activity. It works best if you can make teams.
I was going to ask about how that worked logistically in the classroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I run it twice, one with teams and one with like individual. I was not able to group them together. Well, I have the ideal grouping, in my opinion, for this is 2.
Sure. Sure. Like
So I
pair
couldn't find in
programming.
grouping if 2, it was odd number. 3 is too much, is gonna disturb the flow of it. So I ask students, next time if we don't have an even number, then we're gonna have it individually. And we ended up having that individually. Now, since it's a game, there should be a winner, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now what the winners get. So this is extracurricular, has nothing to do with the grades. This is out of the context of grade, so there is no pressure here that you have to finish it to get a grade. So we remove the grade part of it, but we need to add like some incentive to students. Yes, it's a game, and if you win this game, you're gonna win something. So I reached out to some colleagues here and the department and asked them, okay, what nice things we have. And they provide me with those nice tumblers.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so I gave that for the winners. So I told them, okay, if you win this and you open it, then this is yours. And it went very, very well. Students were excited, and I have very positive feedback about it.
So how large were the groups that you ran this for? You said that you put them in pairs, at least in one of those cases. How many pairs were competing with each other?
The first time, I believe we have seven groups.
Okay. Okay. That's really cool.
Now, there are some interesting parts that you have to worry about when dealing with this kind of settings. For example, if one group tried to open it, okay, but it did not work.
Oh, right.
What happens? They just may say, okay, let me try another one, like try to brute force it.
Oh, yes, right.
So I came up with some rules that, okay, you cannot do that. You have to request to access this many cryptics first, and you have one chance to open it. And then the second chance, if all other groups tried it first. So you have to wait. So that makes an interesting part in the game that, okay, I just cannot keep trying.
Right.
I need to make sure that I can get it right, but at the same time, I need to do it fast.
That definitely would add to the tension of the game in a fun way. I could
Yeah,
foresee.
that's
Yeah.
it's there is no grade, so there is no pressure, but it's a way just to control it. If I don't do that, I was worried maybe student could just keep trying, because we have, for example, here departments, we have 6 or 7 departments. So if it didn't work, just keep trying.
Mhm, mhm.
So I would like them, no, you don't need to keep trying, just write the proper and precise and accurate MySQL query and just get the right result.
I love the pairing of gamification or game thinking with this exercise. I think it adds an element of fun and creates curiosity in a different way than the last card did, but in just as good a way, I would think, because it puts students or learners in a situation where they need to connect a little more deeply with each other and exhibit some teamwork, and really literally creating connection here, understanding what the relationship is between one challenge and the next is super important. So I love this. It's a really clever combination of challenges you've built here.
Yeah, so it's very challenging for educators to come up with a game, an interesting game that fits their needs and the content of what they are teaching. So, sometimes it's not easy. So for me, yes, this was not easy, but at least I have learned something. And now I have this tool, this mini cryptics, that I can use it in different courses, different places for something that requires a passcode.
Mhm.
Now, how you can create that, this comes the creativity for the instructor, but at least there is a tool here that could be used with other classes. So capture the flag with this many cryptics, you can use it in different courses. The same concept, if you would like your student to solve maybe 6 questions, you can combine the answers and make a passcode for it and let them open it and just give them a prize at the end. So the interesting part here is the gamification and no grade, no pressure. So it's a fun part, changing the climate of and the environment of the class, but we are still learning something. We are still learning something. So part of it, what they need to do, there is a feedback report after this activity to share their feedback, what they liked and how it worked. And mostly I ask them about, okay, what queries did not work among those queries, what queries you have to rewrite and tune every time to make it work, to pinpoint that once you graduate and you work as a database administrator or in a database area, it's very, very important to write an accurate query. Sometimes teaching how to write accurate query is challenging, because if you have a sample database, a small database, then most likely, even if it's not accurate and precise, you will still get the same result.
Right.
But when you deal with a big database, every minor change might have a huge effect. And how I'm going to teach them that in a simple way and a way that sticks in their minds. So I came up with this idea and it worked very well. It worked very well. I'm happy with it.
I can definitely see how memorable the experience would be for a student doing this, and can appreciate the way that you structured the exercise so that there is a competitive or a time constraint built into it that maybe you wouldn't encounter in your daily life as a database administrator. Maybe you would, but I think sort of that time pressure just makes the challenge a little bit more fun, and going head to head against other students in that kind of situation. So thanks for sharing this with us. This is really terrific.
Yeah, that's what we would like to do. As I mentioned in the beginning, Engineering Unleashed platform is amazing platform, and it's created by the community, and it's our job as a community or part of this community is to keep adding to it, to keep adding ideas by creating cards, linking cards, connecting with other authors, learning from them. Over time, this is gonna be the ultimate resource for all educators. And for me as a computer scientist, I try to promote this platform because most of the cards are related to engineering disciplines, not necessarily computer science. There is a good cards for computer science, but we can use other cards as well. And this is what I use it for as well. Like if I'm looking for ideas, similar to what I was doing for the data structure, just search. You might find different ideas. And this is not necessarily related to computer science, but it's an amazing platform. A lot of hidden gems. You just give it a time, try it, and definitely you will find something interesting to be used in your courses.
Well, Saeed, thank you so much. This has been such a great time getting to spend a little time with you, because I don't think we've had a chance to really do much of that before, and to learn about how you've used some cards in the classroom, including this last one that was your own creation. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, they could certainly connect with you through the Engineering Unleashed platform, and I hope that they will. And in the meantime, I wish you a very happy summer. I think we're all kind of heading into a little bit of a break right now from school, and I hope you're able to do something fun and relaxing during your time off.
Yeah, thank you for having me and for providing this opportunity to share with the community nice cards and nice platforms, nice ideas that we can find in Engineering Unleashed. And thank you, Todd. And anyone is interested to learn more, I'm there in Engineering Unleashed. Just search and shoot me an email.
Very good. We'll see you all in the community. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.